Hey friends, in today's video I'm doing a post commentary of a Master Lost Sector on Titan without using the seasonal artifact. There is so much to talk about, so buckle up. First things first, these are the mods that I'm using. Arc Siphon for Thunderlord, Hands-On and Font of Wisdom to give me a faster super. Shield Break Charge is the most important because all the Harpies have arc shields, as well as Heavy Handed to make an orb so I can pick up Devour off the floor. I have Persistence to extend my Invis and my Overshield, and since I'm using the offensive Bulwark, it's very useful to have an Overshield. Got my defense mods. I need that Solar Siphon to do just enough damage to get a champion in finisher range, and I got Bulwark Finisher. That's the other important one. When I have 3 armor charges, it gives me a Void Overshield, which activates the aspect which allows my Peregrine Greaves to one-hit champions. My guns are auto-loading weapons, a blinder launcher, and a trench barrel shotgun. Extremely important because the shoulder charge does proc trench barrel. If you want to make something like this, I would say you craft something with surrounded and make it solar. This is the drip, and I think the run's beginning. This is post-commentary, but I'm trying to do it in one take. Those are the fragments. The important one, of course, is offensive bulwark and the invisibility one, because I need the invisibility so that the enemies don't rip my shield. So starting off with this double kill, makes an orb of light, and I clean up the room while I'm looking for a finisher. Spot my orb, grab my orb, and prepare for a one-hit. Yes, it's a one-hit. It is RNG, doesn't go off all the time. Pre-spawn with the suppressor grenade, which will refill my gun if I needed to. Unfortunately, the Minotaur didn't spawn on top of the grenade. Whatever, it's RNG. We use the invis to find the next champion and pay attention to the hobgoblins so they don't fire shield up and waste my time. I'd be sure to blind them and then repop all these arc shields. It actually makes sense to pop them, leave them, let them recharge so you can farm armor charges as well as just deal damage to crowds. Important thing here is to leave that last harpy near the door so I can chain this invis into the next room to get another one-hit kill on a spawning champion that also reloads my Thunderlord. So now rip and tear, hit all the ads, and I am trying to lure a wyvern from upstairs to come down here so that I can use my armor charges to maybe fish for an overshield and use that on the champions. So deal some chip, try to trench barrel, try not to get one hit by the wyverns because it does happen. I'm low light level. Unfortunately, I didn't get that one hit, so I have to improvise here. I got my blinder, I use my barricade to guarantee it now. Now I can one-hit the champions. Wyvern starts sneaking around the corner. That's my new priority. It has immune shields on its side, so you gotta be... It's really finicky to put the damage in, is what I'll say. Now here I'm kind of panicking. There was a better way to do this, but essentially I'm trying to get back to armor charge at least 3 so I can finisher them and get an overshield. Since I see that's no longer possible, / I messed it up, I have to take the RNG hit on this champion with a shoulder charge, shotgun blast, and a finisher back to back to back. It is RNG, doesn't go through every time, but this run's pretty cool. Now I'm looking to pre-spawn the boss as well as blind anything that can chip damage me enough for the boss stomp to kill me. I don't use bubble, I use the other super because I need to live. You can actually kill this boss really quick and go straight to the chest before the champions spawn, but I don't have that kind of damage this early into the season. So now I am looking for another finisher overshield to take out the freshly spawned champions. I chain one overshield into the next, but unfortunately don't get to carry it into the boss. But it doesn't really matter because Trench Barrel and Solar Surge does a lot of work. So with a couple swift shotgun shots, it's over. I grab the chest and I am rewarded with Ursa Furiosa and a double perk sword that I swiftly delete. I seem to be really happy about this run, was celebrating, but there was a lot of RNG that didn't go my way and a lot of RNG that did. I'd imagine a perfect run would be even crazier. I almost just put Doom music on this and called it a day. Y'all probably would have liked that, but this is what a more aggressive clear of a Lost Sector looks like. Remember, this is Master Mode, and so there is no artifact here, so when this Lost Sector returns, you can do this too. I also don't think the Surge really mattered here. Yes, Solar Surge, but I could have used any flavor shotgun and it would have done the job. Also, it doesn't matter what the blinder Surge is because I'm simply using it as a backup overload weapon. I don't care about the Stasis Surge. The one thing I know for sure is Peregrine Greaves are great, and they're probably going to be a standard rotation for me in Lost Sectors, along with Synthoceps, Worm God Caress, etc. Just depending on the specific Lost Sector. I'll spice it up from time to time, and you might see 4 or 5 different Perdition runs throughout the season whenever it returns. Yeah, remember, we have like 180 plus days of this season. So we'll be really creative and probably bored of this strat by then. Not to mention, obviously, we will be a higher light level. We'll have all of the artifact unlocked, and that will allow for the solo operator, whatever it's called, and that'll speed it up on its own. That's 15% damage for doing nothing. So now I don't have to have dice rolls every time my Peregrine grieves something. It'll just overkill. Anyway, friends, I'm kind of just rambling here. Enjoyed this second clear. It was way earlier in the day before I refined the strats. And I think if I refined it more, I could probably go sub 2 and even skip those last 2 champions. But that might be a little bit ambitious, and I don't think it's worth RNGing, losing the platinum just because I want to go slightly faster. Rather take an extra couple seconds, make sure those champions are dead, and get my double perk weapon. What I was going for, by the way, was the core knock auto rifle with Zen Moment and Cascade Point, not because it's good, but because I enjoy it. Also notice that I might be able to get PvE weapons that have double perks and save me some vault space. Again, friends, I'm talking too much. I will leave you with the rest of this gameplay. Thanks again.